Hey everyone, this is Isaac here, and welcome back to Isaac Reviews 2023. What the hell is this? So, Rally Road Racers is a thing I had no idea existed until about a week leading up to its release that I initially assumed was just some foreign release that'd later be dumped onto Netflix or Amazon Prime, but nope. It was playing down at my local Regal, so I was obligated to get off my lazy butt and watch it following a viewing of Book Club The Next Chapter, me fixing the sole of my shoe with a tiny bottle of super glue, and me getting a snack at Taco Bell. And all that was a lot more interesting than the movie I watched after it, because honestly, this is one of the most boring, empty, uninspired films I've seen in recent memory. Like, it didn't make me mad, it didn't make me annoyed, it didn't make me confused, hell, it didn't even make me surprised outside of it getting a theatrical release in the US. It's just that much of a nothing burger with a side of empty fries. So let's talk about it. The movie's plot is pretty much as generic as you can get. It centers on Ji, a slow lorist from a village in China who's always aspired to be a racer despite his grandmother's disapproval. However, once he finally gets the chance to fulfill his dreams, not only does he start off really sucking, but his former role model, Archie Vainglorious, turns out to be a corporate shill who wants to tear down Ji's village and turn it into a resort. So it's up to Ji to beat Vainglorious in a race across the Silk Road, and dear God, this movie is just so painfully generic. There's nothing inherently wrong with cliches or storytelling conventions, but the problem here is that Rally Road Racers doesn't do anything interesting or nuanced with the materials it has to work with. As a result of its genericness, I could basically predict the entire movie about 5 minutes in, and most of what I assumed would happen, happened. The hero has big aspirations but is doubted by those around him, including his relatives. The villain is a selfish hotshot who always wins. The hero makes a deal with the villain determining his freedom or permanent enslavement. He makes some friends along his journey, including an old veteran and a female love interest with whom he has no chemistry with whatsoever. There's a miscommunication/lie revealed that leads to the characters falling out at one point, but then the good guys pull through in the end and win with the power of friendship, while the villain loses all his fame and credibility in the process. It's played completely straight with nothing to make it stand out, and as a result, watching this in the theater felt agonizing. Despite its hour-and-a-half long runtime, watching this felt like an eternity, to the point where I was considering walking out at some points. Not to mention, the humor was painfully unfunny. There was not a single joke that made me laugh or even chuckle, and the racial stereotypes didn't help matters. Yes, you heard right, this movie has f***ing racial stereotypes, the most prominent ones being these seahorses with extremely thick Italian accents, and they are probably some of the most obnoxious, casually racist stereotypes I've seen on screen since Jar Jar Binks. And how are the rest of the characters? Oh, they're all completely forgettable archetypes whose actors didn't seem to give two shits about their performance. Thanks for asking. Hell, there was even a scene where one of the voice actors was cut off mid-sentence during a phone call, and if that was intentional, then it was stupid, and if not, then I have no idea how the editing team let it slide. I guess I should also bring up the animation, although it wouldn't change much even if this movie was animated by Pixar, but yeah, the animation also looks like crap. I mean, the character designs look fine on paper, and there were some creative vehicle designs, but the color palette was way too bright and overly saturated to the point where I felt like I was gonna have a headache, the lip syncing was terrible, and the character animation looked really stiff and janky like if it was made in the early 2000s, but even that feels like a low blow since there was computer animation in the early 2000s that looks leagues better than this. Honestly, the only positive I can give Rally Road Racers that sorta relates to the animation is this one completely out of left field scene that parodies the Take On Me music video, complete with the same animation style. Like, as totally random as that scene was, I'll at least give it that it was kinda cool and that it got my attention, but that's about as much praise as I'm willing to give this movie. In conclusion, what should I have expected from Rally Road Racers? I mean, I certainly wasn't expecting some sort of thought-provoking masterpiece, but I also wasn't in the mood for such a waste of 93 minutes. From the opening logos to the ending credits, I just felt completely apathetic watching this. There was barely any substance I got out of it. The writing? Boring and formulaic. The pacing? Tediously slow. The characters? Unmemorable. The racism? Cringeworthy. The animation? Ugly. The everything else? One of the worst animated movies I've ever seen. Obviously, it's no surprise that I'd advise you all to not go watch this. Even if it's releasing at a time where its competition will almost certainly annihilate it financially, it's just not worth your time. It certainly wasn't worth mine, because why else would I be ranting and raving about something that made me feel absolutely nothing? I mean, with objectively worse movies that get me really pissed off, I can at least say I felt something watching them, but this, complete emptiness. And that's why I'm giving Rally Road Racers a 2 out of 10. Worst movie of the year so far, and I'm still unsure about if it'll stay that way. Next time on Isaac Reviews 2023, I'll be talking about another car-heavy movie, Fast X. As long as it's a step up from the previous one, I doubt I'll have much of a problem. Anyways, thanks for watching this episode of Isaac Reviews 2023. Like and subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!